Hey, just another quick few words that are running through my head about the build. Of course, I got a bunch of stuff bouncing around. Oh my god, it's been incredible. I literally planned this in like 2 weeks, planned it and built it. I built computers before. Built this little guy with 1700 base Ryzen. You know. Don't actually remember. Oh yeah, thermal tape case as well. That runs VMs, but this one will also run VMs, and a lot of them. Let's see. What was I going to tell you about? Question mark. Oh, I'm going to be painting. Some of the tools I have here, super basic. I'm just going to grab stuff as I need it. You know, 1 gallon for me, 1 gallon for the computer. The painting's going to be a stretch. Some of these fittings, the supplier had a inventory issue. They showed stuff in stock that was not, so they didn't have it in black. So I'm going to have to paint some of the fittings. Most of these little caps, plugs are for the painting process. I don't need nearly that many. I think I needed a total of 1 in the final build, but I got 8 of them because I don't want to wait for every goddamn one of these to dry at a time. Every component and whatnot. I'm going to plan to sand down the radiator shield. There's probably a better name for it than shield, but I don't know, and I can't be bothered to check. I'm going to paint that white. You also have to flush the radiator before use. It says ready for use, but just do it. It's good for your shit. If you're spending enough on water cooling, just flush it, deal with it. Vinegar and water, I'm told, distilled water. So I'll be doing that. I'll prime it a couple times, paint it a couple times, shiny shit on it probably once. I really don't know. Generic stuff. It's black and white. I figure the colors will mix. We'll see what happens. I think they'll vibe just fine. I'm going to change. I'm going to paint this guy, the CPU block. Maybe do some painting on the GPU block. Definitely going to paint the power supply. Got to paint a number of the components on the case itself. Going to take these damn things apart, which is not an easy process. Not particularly looking forward to that. I'll paint those, sand them down. It's going to be a huge bitch, but I will do it. This is going to be a general purpose machine for a busy computer person running test VMs, and I also like 3D design and animation, but I've never been able to have a machine that does something that I can be proud of because it's too goddamn expensive until AMD slayed the beast. So here we are. Is that all I had to say about paint? Question mark. This guy comes with thermal paste, like 1 milliliter or some madness, but I got this because the processor is monster. I think that's 7 milliliters. 7 or 3.5. I think 7. Not going to put any paint on the motherboard. No water cooling on the motherboard itself. I'm going to paint the res caps and the pump. The pump and res are all in there. It's one thing. And I think that's it about the paint. So I've got to do a size test, make sure my design was legitimate, and I haven't made any mistakes yet with just ordering parts. I need to do a dead-on arrival test to make sure all the parts are valid, and hopefully test it in some capacity before putting the water cooling on. Then making the water cooling testing and firing up the water cooling loop, making sure that it is reliable, and all the components are reliable under load. So I'll run a bunch of stress tests on all the hotness and make sure that nothing explodes inside of this hopefully warranty period that I'm under for every single thing here. And what else? After that, I'm going to tear the whole goddamn thing down and paint it tediously. Folks, some tedious shit is about to happen. And, you know, then it'll come back together. I'm waiting on some artwork from a local sign shop as well, which y'all may have seen in a screenshot that I've put up. Maybe. But yeah, that'll be the last step, putting some of that goofy shit on there. I'm super excited actually about the front piece. Just a picture I found on the internet, and it's trees. I went with white tubing, obviously. I was planning on doing super budget, no decoration, but I was looking at the case in my design, and I realized, like, the colors are so basic with just black and white. If I got white tubing instead of clear tubing, same price, that could, in combination with black fittings, which are generic, could make a visual statement with, you know, pretty much the same price, whatever. You know, so I'll sand stuff and paint it, all the other shit to make it work in my design. And I'm going through a local sign shop to make what's known as a vinyl decal. 18.5 inches by 18.5 inches on the plexi front of the case, and some other logos and stuff for it. So that's what's up, guys. Wish me luck. See you on the other side.